Morning folks. So today is Saturday the 4th of December. Time currently is 8:13. This is a quick follow-up video to my stream yesterday, which was Friday the 3rd on this Xbox One S. I made a noob error. Locked myself in on the no 3.3 volt and no 1.8 volt. Let me explain what I realised shortly after ending the stream, and we'll take a look at that. Just a quick thing, I'm hoping to upload this video without editing. There'll be none of that, so let's see what we can do. So we've still the same board here for zooming with the TDP 158 that Nigel fitted missing. We've still got the 51916. Let me switch camera over. So we've still got the 51916 missing. Now, if you guys remember, we will throw power into this. I'll grab my leads. So we had 12 volts. Too early on the morning. I need to change my input to that and make sure I change it on that one while I'm here. So we had 12 volts there. We had in voltage mode 11.82. We had our 5 volt, which is there. We had no 3.3 volt, no 1.8 volts, no 1.1 volts. So we're going to come over here with the scope camera. Let me show you what I missed. So we're on the circuit for the 1.1 test point and the 1.8. We have our 1.1 here and we have our 1.8 here. So I was doing some testing around, checking that, also checking on the other board, so on and so forth. We've changed this, which is the 1.8 regulator, I believe. And we also checked this, and we got 1.2 volts. That was my error. I don't think I checked this side, but we get 5 volts on this side. We should get 5 volts at this side. We should get 5 volts coming into here, 5 volts back out, I believe. 3.3 volts ish coming off of this, which we're not. We're getting 1.2 because we're getting 1.2 here. This possibly then comes through this diode at some point, which we can quickly test. I'll kill power. We'll go for continuity mode, and we'll go from there to there. No. But at some point we have 3.3 volts coming into this, or 3 volts at least, which then comes through here into this. This generates 1.8. We have 1.8 volts coming out of here. This, I believe, is 3 volts or 3.3 volts. But then at some point we have as 1.8 volts that then comes up to this IC here and comes through this test point just here, or this point, not necessarily a test point, but then comes into this, which possibly then turns this on, makes it the enable signal to switch that IC on. So what we're going to do quickly is we are going to remove this diode and we're going to replace this diode, and hopefully that will give us our 3.3 volts back at this area, and we'll see where we get from there. Let's set one off. Let me just move that out of the way. I'm going to take it from a donor board. Yeah, that's just decided to go on a flying lesson into the land of who knows where, so I'll grab another donor board and I'll try it again. There we go. We'll bob that there. And we'll go with a bit of flux. And we'll throw a bit of leaded solder down on that, on them pads. Will hopefully make the job easier. I'll do for now. Just means that I can lower my temps and my wind speed down. So far, I'm working from Bob Marner that stuff down and we'll tidy this joint up. And I'll do that for now. Quick clean up. The body's still a little bit warm, but while we're waiting for that, let's go back to this. And let's get a few bits and pieces ready. So we're ready on that. And let's just see if this gives us as 1.1, as 1.8, and possibly as 1.3. There were no shorts on anything yesterday as well, which I should have really realised when injecting the voltage. Low current draw at 1.8 volts really meant the 1.8 volt line was good. But let's just see. Let's see what happens. So we'll throw us voltage into that. The APU isn't really getting hot or warm, which for me isn't a good sign. We've got us 12 volts. We've got 5 volts. Do we have 5 volts on this diode? We do. We now have 5 volts on this diode. Let's just go for the 1.1. 1.1 is there. 1.8 is there. Which we should now have 1.8 on this point just here. That point just there, 1.8. Have we got 3.3? Yes, we have 3.3. Right, so let's fire this back onto the no, I'll leave that scope come on for now. And let's dig out the TPS 51916 and let's throw that back onto the board. That one there. I now have to remember where I put the TPS 51916. No. That's not going to be, that's way too small. Could look back on the stream, but that one there will do. TPS 51916. And we go on that way. Hopefully this works, which means I can then return this board to Nigel with a little note to say if it doesn't work fully because of the things we've changed, to return this one and I'll send him out a replacement. Let me refresh the solder on this one with a bit of leaded. Might be a little bit better. Might make my life a little bit easier. We pick up the TPS 51916. Let's start netting. My hand's getting a little bit warm. That should be that back on. We'll check and make sure we've got good alignment. Good alignment there. We only need to check two sides for good alignment. And good alignment there. That's that one on. Let's go ahead and reflow the TDP 158 back on. Just bring the board forward a little bit. Again, I'll warm this area up. And we'll refresh the solder like this on these. Get my straggly bits off. And that should do us on that. Now then. I've got numerous ICs on my desk, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit Nigel a nice spanking SN75 DP159. If I can indeed get one out. Still a little bit early for me this morning. Rest that there. Flip this over. Make sure we're the correct way round. It's now starting to wet. Get that on in place. I'm not completely happy with the position on that. That should be a little better. And just make sure it's flat. Go for a quick alignment check. Yeah, that's lined up. Check this edge. Yeah, absolutely spot on for me. Let's quickly make sure we are nice and flush. Rather nice and flat. Yeah, we're pear flat. Let's tidy the edges up while the board's still warm. That's another gallon of flux. These don't have to be absolutely bang on perfect, but they do need to be no bridges. Last edge, and then we'll clean up and we'll take a look. That'll do. The contacts on these are on the base anyway, so solder doesn't have to go all the way up the edge. And hopefully we'll have power now. If we don't, nothing lost, nothing really gained. But either way, I'll send Nigel a board out, as this one here I'll kill indefinitely on a stream next week. So, as far as we can tell, we have everything back in place that we removed yesterday. Just give that another quick clean. I can't remember. I don't think I did clean the TPS 51916. So I'll just give it a quick once over. So yeah, nothing lost, nothing gained on this one. If it doesn't work. If it does work though, I can return this one back to Nigel. So we'll get a few more bits and pieces ready now. I'm going to go for a heat sink just to stop the APU from heating up pretty quick and shutting off due to overheating. That way we can eliminate that as being part of a problem. We'll plug our PSU in. We'll sit our heatsink on. I like to sit a little bit of tape underneath, or a roll of tape at least. Just kind of stands the board off the bench, which allows the heatsink to sit nice and flush. To be fair, you can probably go all out and sit that under there so you can apply pressure to the top of the APU too. Let's apply power. Do we get a fan spin? No, we don't get a fan spin because I've not plugged this end in. As I said, it's still a little bit early for me. Apply power. We get fan spin. Do we get constant power? No, we don't. So we're still on a power on, power off. We are still power on, power off. I'm also not quite sure what's with that high fan spin either. Let's quickly check to see if we now have any voltage at ref in on the TP 51916. We should have 8.1 volts at this point here, and we don't. We have no voltage on that point there. Do we still have 12 volts? Yes. Do we still have 5.5? 5 volts, sorry, yes. 3.3. Yes. 1.8. Yes. 1.1. Yes. That one there doesn't fire in until we've got power. We should have VBAT now. Yes, we have VBAT. Do we now have voltage on those 2 points, those 2 resistors there? Yes, 3.3 and yes, 3.3. So what about these? .3, yes. What we got coming back out there? Nothing. Might not get anything on that until it's fired in. Let's check. We know it's power on, power off, so it doesn't really matter much on this. I can go on this side and we get nothing. And we still get nothing. Okay, do we get anything on this point here, which is 1.8, I think. No, 1.1 when we turn on. We do. Goes up to 3. What about this point here? No. So we now have no 1.8 on this point, which doesn't come on until the switch is activated. Do we have anything going in? We do. We have 3.2 volts. So this here could be a fault. We get nothing on this point when we attempt to turn on. You just get a good connection and make sure. We do. We get we get a 3-point flash. So is it worth whipping off that? I see just there. We should have voltage coming on this capacitor, or pin 6 of the 51916, and we have nothing. It's almost saying that that's short to ground. We get no millivolts or anything. It just completely drops to 0. We are also not sure. Interesting. What we got on that? 39 ohms, 37, so that's not short. So this should take power through. If we attempt to turn on, and we don't get anything. Right, for the sake of it, let me quickly just change that. I see. Just for the sake of rolling it out, we've still plenty of time. It's now nearly 8:54, and we can we should still be able to make the post office easy enough if required. I'm going to pull this place that there. That board's a little bit warm. Pull that one off, put that one up. Stick that one down. Let the board cool. Right, I've just spotted a blob point on that. Turn that around, make it a little bit more comfortable for me. Fire the iron up. Not too bothered about it looking pretty. Put them in. There's always a chance that this one I've pulled is bad as well. But I'm almost certain that this has something to do with the RAM IC and the RAM management. We should be able to put power into that and check if we've got voltage on that VREF. If we've not got voltage on that VREF, then this is still gonna power on and power off. Resting my hand on the CPU, APU. We still have 0 volts on that. We have our 5 volt coming in. We have nothing on any of these test points, on these other points here. So now it still looks like we have power on, power off. We have got our voltages back. Do we now have voltage back on this if we attempt to power on? Or not? Yes, that's attempting to do something now. What did we have on this? 12 volts. That must be a 12 volt in. These is ground. 5 volts out. Nothing on that. 5 volt out on that. That's 12 volt. That's gonna be ground, I believe. And nothing on the gate. So let's end it there. What, 50 minutes? I'm still in the mindset of frying this board. Unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and dig Nigel the other board out, which I said I would. get that sent off to him and possibly look at killing this one. Just out of interest while we are here, what do we have on MEM.io on boot, on first initial power? .3 and then straight drop. We should, if I remember rightly, we should be sat around 1.5 volt on standby for around, or at least between 20-30 seconds ish, and then it should drop to 0. So essentially that could now be the problem that we've got. Not sure what JFX core does, or if we have anything from that at startup, the power input. But yeah, never mind. I think we gave this one a good old battle. We'll unplug everything. And let's quickly just see while we're here what we're getting from the CPU ohms reading. Uh, 1.3 is kind of not good, I'm going to say. Was discussing with a member of the Coders Discord channel, and I'm sure he stated that it should be 6 ohms on a working board. Had boards that have been a power on, power off, I think, and that's sat at 2.5 or 2.4 or something like that, so 1.2 might not be overly cracking. So yeah, I'll end the video here. I'll upload. That was just a quick video on pointing out my error made yesterday. As you can see, we've rectified the error. We now have as voltages, but we are still no go. Don't think I want to spend any more time on this board. Sure, we may decide something. See how it goes. Right, gents, thanks for viewing. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to stick a thumbs up. I've messed my bits and pieces up, but I'll sort that out. Until next time, have fun, enjoy your day. Sure, I'll enjoy mine. Later, guys.